States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Here.
Mr. Franco.
I'm here.
And Mr. Cabrera.
I am here. In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, the notice requirements have been satisfied at the time, place, and date of holding said meeting by posting notice on the bulletin board in the Borough Hall and by emailing the same to the Herald of Cape May County and the Press of Atlantic City on October 15th, 2025. In the event of an emergency, your emergency exit is the door you came in, or front left, your back right, or the door just by the American flag. A couple quick announcements. We're going to do a sound check here. Mr. Kniff, how are we sounding? We're good? All right, this meeting is being shown live here today on the borough's Facebook and YouTube channel. In the event you want to make a public comment, you're more than welcome to dial into this meeting by using the dial-in access, which is 888-363-4734, and when prompted, you're going to enter the code 9699020, followed by the pound or the hashtag. In the event you watch the recorded version of this meeting, you're more than welcome to send any comments or questions to our clerk at clerk@wildwoodcrest.org, or you may phone her at 609-729-8040. If you're watching this meeting live, the only way you can make public comment is by calling into the conference line. The comment section on the social media pages are not being monitored. A couple quick announcements on the Open Public Meetings Act. Just wanted to remind everybody what is allowed. You're allowed to express your opinions and concerns. You're allowed to share your personal experiences and information. You can certainly ask questions. You can certainly make suggestions. However, what is not permitted, no personal attacks, obscenity, or slanderous remarks. I would appreciate if anybody wants to make a comment about a borough employee, not mention anybody's name. There will be no disruptive or disorderly conduct. And you get 5 minutes to make your public comment. And when you get asked, you just need to come up to the microphone. We just need your name. We do not need your address. Madam Clerk, may we have the ordinances, please?
Yes, sir. The first is ordinance 1469 regarding the salary ordinance.
Motion that ordinance number 1469 be placed on second reading and final passage by title only.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1469 be placed on second and final reading by title only.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Ordinance 1469 reads as follows. An ordinance to amend Section 59-3 of the Code of the Borough of Wildwood Crest, known as the Salary Ordinance, fixing and determining salaries and compensations of the Borough of Wildwood Crest, and providing for the raising of the amounts thereof by taxation and for the time and method of payment.
Motion that a public hearing now be held on ordinance number 1469.
Second it.
It has been moved and seconded that a public hearing on ordinance number 1469 now be held.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes. Floor is open for public comment on ordinance number 1469. Come on up to the microphone. We'll start with anybody here in the audience. Anybody on the conference line have any public comment on ordinance number 1469? Hearing none.
Motion that a public hearing on ordinance number 1469 now be closed.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the public hearing on ordinance number 1469 now be closed.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that ordinance number 1469 be passed on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Second it.
It has been moved and seconded that ordinance number 1469 be passed on second and final reading and advertised according to law.
Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next, we have the resolutions. The first is authorizing the submission of an application to the New Jersey Urban Enterprise Zone Authority for Enterprise Zone Assistance Funds for administration of the Urban Enterprise Zone Program for the period from January 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2026.
I'll motion it.
I will second.
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is amending Resolution Number 25-289 to reflect updated and approved specs for an F-350 and reducing the amount from $90,933 to the amended amount not to exceed $68,120.
Motion it.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing award of contract to Trinity Code Inspections, LLC, for on-site inspections and plan review agencies for the following subcodes: plumbing and electric for 2026.
Motion it.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Next is authorizing the Borough of Wildwood Crest to enter into a contract for National Cooperative Pricing Agreement with the NJ Edge National Cooperative Pricing Program.
Motion it.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Lastly is designating trick-or-treat hours on October 31st, 2025, from 5 to 7 p.m.
Motion.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that the foregoing resolution be adopted. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid.
Second it.
It has been moved and seconded that all bills properly authorized as submitted be paid. Roll call. Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Thanks, Trish.
Sure.
Okay, wraps it up. We're going to go with the public safety reports. We'll start with Captain.
Good evening, members of the governing body, members of the public. I'm going to share some information from the report to the Director of Public Safety from the month of September. The police department responded to 1,516 calls for service during that month, with 601 requiring multiple officers to respond. We handled 80 criminal investigations, including assaults, disturbances, domestic disputes, suspicious activity, and narcotics investigations. There were 305 service calls. Those consisted of alarms, citizens assists, medical assists, school-related activities, and utility complaints. The police department also responded to 392 traffic-related incidents, including 198 motor vehicle stops. Those resulted in 37 traffic summonses being issued, 29 parking summonses being issued, and there were 6 motor vehicle accident investigations. The department also handled 17 administrative calls, 340 property checks were conducted, and 377 training hours. They also processed 13 arrests, including 2 DWI arrests. I wanted to take a moment and just commend our officers on another safe and responsive summer season. Thank our fellow department heads for their help throughout our busy time. The officers did a fantastic job this summer, and I commend their hard work. I also wanted to take a moment, as we did just pass the hours for Halloween trick-or-treat hours, just to remind motorists, especially on that night, to be cautious driving during trick-or-treat times. Slow down, watch for children in unexpected places, and certainly don't drink and drive. We also want to remind our trick-or-treaters to be aware while they're crossing the streets, try and stay in groups, cross at crosswalks, and walk on sidewalks instead of the street. And if your children are trick-or-treating alone, discuss their travel route and a time to be home as well. That's all that I have for my report, unless anyone has any questions.
Thank you, Captain.
Thank you, Captain.
Thanks,
Thank
Captain.
you, folks.
All right, next up, EMS Supervisor, OEM Coordinator, Mr. Cripps.
Mr. Mayor, governing body, public.
Bill.
For the EMS for September, it was 107 calls for service. Our mutual aid response to assist our other agencies on the island as well as, however, we had 20 total, 14 was given to Wildwood, 1 to North Wildwood, and 5 to Lower Township, which is between actually 2 going out to North Cape May area, surprisingly. So most of those calls this year related with the cardiac and respiratory. As we get into the winter times, we're going to start preparing for respiratory season, because that is the season for, unfortunately, the kids going back to school and what have you, and everyone else. So that's all I have. Emergency management wise, thank you to everyone that helped out. In September, when I was away, my deputy, Jim Grohl, took a good lead, worked with everybody. And then there's one, fortunately this storm wasn't as bad as Erin was, regarding the flooding and what have you. It's still a nuisance and a pain in the butt, but you folks are already working on it, so thank you for what you guys are doing. So,
Thanks, Bill. Good
Thanks,
job.
Bill.
Thank you, sir.
thank you.
All right, motion for the reports.
Motion that all reports received from the court administrator, chief financial officer, tax collector, chief of police, supervisor for the recreation department, construction official, fire prevention, emergency services coordinator for the EMS, and the Wildwood Crest Volunteer Fire Company chief for the month ending September 30th, 2025, be accepted as presented.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that all reports received from the court administrator, chief financial officer, tax collector, chief of police, supervisor for the recreation department, construction official, fire prevention, emergency services coordinator for the EMS, and the Wildwood Crest Volunteer Fire Company chief for the month ending September 30th, 2025 be accepted as presented. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
Mr. Cabrera.
Yes.
Motion that all minutes from the commission's meeting dated September 24th and October 8th, 2025 be approved as presented.
Second?
It has been moved and seconded that all minutes from the commission meetings dated September 24th and October 8th, 2025 be approved as presented. Roll call, Mr. Schiff.
Yes.
Mr. Franco.
Yes.
And Mr. Cabrera.
Yes. Okay, brings us to our engineers report. Mr. de Blasio.
Thank you, Mayor. We have 4 updates here under capital improvement projects. Under the Bayside Bulkhead Replacement Flood Mitigation Project, also known as the Bayside Bulkhead Project, the contractor, who's South State, has remobilized to the site and has been installing stormwater valves, and will be working on the final 2 bulkhead replacements, which is Palm Road and Wisteria Road. In regard to the reconstruction of Bayview Drive, that was a recent authorization to our office. Our office has completed the survey and base mapping. We have now entered that project into the design phase. We intend to have that out to bid, so that's fully constructed and completed by the summer. Next project is the borough's New Jersey I-Bank project, known as the Clean Water Sanitary Sewer Improvement Project, that was awarded to Marandino Construction. That's the project that the borough had received approximately $2 million in grant for that project. That contractor has begun work on Stockton Road. Their progress has been intermittent, and we're going to be sending them a very strong letter to get them to refocus and continue to work consistently in the borough and meet the contractual deadline, which is next May. So that letter will go out tomorrow. Lastly, under capital improvement projects, the New Jersey Avenue Sanitary Sewer Water Main Improvement Project. We had a pre-construction meeting on that project last Thursday, and the contractor is scheduled to start work on that project in mid-November, and you're probably going to see multiple utility crews working on that to accomplish the objective. Last update is a grant application initiative, which is your fiscal year 26 New Jersey I-Bank Clean Water Project, which you have selected to be the sanitary sewer replacement and associated roadway improvements on Park Boulevard from Cressy to Rambler Road. We are going to be finalizing what we call Step 2 in that process this week, and we should be to Step 4 in the next 2 to 3 weeks. That'll put you in position to, again, grab another $3 million in grant money, and based on our collaboration with the administrator / CFO, is we're going to try to get you into a $3 million project, so your out-of-pocket is very minimal on the project.
Okay,
That is our report.
all right. Governing body, any questions? Mr. de Blasio?
All good, Mark. Thank you.
Hey, Mark, one thing. Last time we had that situation with the storm, would it be possible, and the contractor's been pretty good to just mark material that they're leaving in the street off with cones or whatever else. We had one street that was barely marked off, and I had a couple of complaints for it. That's all. Other than that, it's been pretty good.
Okay?
Thank you.
So noted.
Okay, moving on to correspondence. Madam Clerk, I believe we have a
Yes.
statement from Mr. Brian Schwartz.
Brian Schwartz, he had indicated the following. After the Columbus Day weekend storm, it is important to note how the wide beaches of Wildwood Crest kept significant wave action far away from our amazing natural dunes. Between our existing wide beaches and well-vegetated dune system, Wildwood Crest is well protected. That is it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Schwartz. All right, moving on to the discussion items. Under new business, we have just a reminder, the November 19th meeting has been moved to November the 18th. The time for that meeting is 9:30. Early voting runs from October 25th to November the 2nd, and that takes place at the,
You can go to the Lower Township Library, Middle Township Library, or Upper Township Library. The hours are Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., or on Sundays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m.
got it, okay. Anything else on new business?
We do have a Meet the Candidates night, which is happening tomorrow evening at the Crest Pier. It is hosted from the Greater Wildwood Chamber of Commerce. This is not a Wildwood Crest event, it's a Greater Wildwood Chamber of Commerce event. The doors open at 5:30 p.m. The meeting starts promptly at 6 p.m.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
All right, that wraps up the new business items. Under old business, I'll go through those quick. Box truck ordinance, Mr. Galzunas submitted a draft, a revised draft. I haven't had a chance to read that yet. 250th birthday committee, we're still taking volunteers to serve on that committee for a meeting that take place at the end of November. If you're interested, send an email to our clerk. Municipal app and the museum is on hold. Traffic calming, we're just waiting to hear from the grant, the grant writer on some new signals along Park Boulevard. And as Mr. de Blasio indicated, Park Boulevard is scheduled for a reconstruction project sometime in 2026 into 2027. Back Beach excavation is on hold. Dredging, anything on that?
No, sir.
No? New Jersey Infrastructure Pre-County, I believe that that contract was awarded. We're just waiting for them to mobilize and get started in mid-November. Washington Seaview Beach Falls, outfalls and capacity. We're just, again, waiting on the grant writer for that. I know that Mark's office has been sending the information that FEMA needed to answer any questions that they had. Army Corps, DEP Dune, nothing new to report there. Borough Hall renovations, nothing new to report on that. Fishing Pier, nothing new to report on that. Trees on Atlantic Avenue, that's been turned over to the Green Team, the Planning Board, and also Peter Lomax, our environmental consultant.
Correct.
All right, anybody, anything under old business?
No, sir.
We're not there yet.
That's it.
I'm good, thank you.
Good? All right, now we'll go to public comments. Come on up to the microphone.
Lisa Rippo. Under old business, I don't see anything there at the lake regarding any kind of safety issues that have been talked about in the past. I've been driving by the lake. There's massive amounts of construction vehicles parked on the side of the road where it says no parking for large vehicles. Today, there was a backup. You couldn't get from Rambler Avenue at that light down to past the lake because there was such activity there. But the vehicles parked on the right were parked there, and they were big vehicles. Now, while that may not matter in the winter so much because of pedestrian crossing, it still created a problem. Are we going to address the big parking of large vehicles on that side with the postage stamp signs this big that really nobody can see and nobody really cares about? Because they should not be parking there. They should be parking on the other side of the road if they're large vehicles. You have signs there for a reason. Is it going to be like, are you going to implement this or just going to let it roll?
We'll take a look at it.
There's also those issues. Well, it's an ongoing thing.
I just said we would look into it.
Okay, well, thank you for that, but I also want to address the fact that I've talked about the inability to see coming down some of those side roads into the lake area. 15 feet is not enough for a vehicle to pull out, look left and look right for pedestrians or bikes or e-bikes. And I've asked about this before. There's certain ones that are horribly bad to see from. There's no visibility. So maybe you could look into that. I've
I believe our
asked about
ordinance-
it before.
Our ordinance calls for
When
15
large
feet, right,
vehicles
Mark?
park in those
Or,
areas during the
Ron?
summer that are marked out, it's not enough room to see
15,
the
right?
pedestrians.
Okay.
Whatever they're marked.
Yep, thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, anybody else?
Steve Tarnowski, I know, you don't have to say it, but I'm at 5401 Lake Road, and I'm the flood guy. 3 years ago, I came here and discussed the flood issue on Lake Road down around Cressy, and it was a sewer project, and there was, and I call it nuisance flooding. There were two issues that I raised at that point. One was nuisance flooding, and I really appreciate and applaud the committee and the borough for investing in the sewers, investing in the sewer gates that are at each end of the street, and that project is moving along well, and I really appreciate that for the nuisance flooding. Mark, I just had one question about down at the lower end at Cressy and Morning Glory and Buttercup. Is that in any kind of a schedule, like coming up, or is that going to be on the end, just like the bulkhead?
So I'd
project?
have to see the schedule that they submitted, but they have until the end of the year to complete the project. So
Right.
on your end of the
Right.
project, it's just putting the valve in.
Yeah.
So it's less intrusive. than-
Involved,
Yeah,
right.
with then replacing the
Right.
bulkhead and redoing the streets,
Right,
yes.
right. Okay, so we're looking forward to New Year's, popping the champagne and
Yeah, I would-
not having the nuisance flooding. We can sit outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna double check that, but I
Okay.
think worst case, I would be 100% confident that it'll be done by the spring.
Okay, appreciate that. The other issue is, and I'm sure the committee's aware, that the Nickerson property at 5400 and the failing bulkhead at that property. There's language and there's communication back and forth that, the Nickerson, that matter has been finally identified. It took me a year from October 22 to October 23 to find out like who actually kind of enforces the code there. And it turns out that the police needed to go and find that bulkhead was failing, document that bulkhead was failing, and then issue a summons, and then the code officer issues a report, and then it finally gets in, now it's in court, quote unquote. I recently learned that court, since October 24, the case started. And the court has postponed that case because it's not a priority, I guess, in the municipal court. They believe, apparently, municipal court and the judge and the prosecutor, frankly, and there's nobody in this room or our legal counsel in this room or the code officer that appears during these court hearings. A prosecutor from wherever says, well, they violated 17.6 and here's the evidence, and they go, okay, we're going to postpone this case, and it gets postponed for 3 months. And every 3 months it gets postponed. It's been postponed 4 times in a year and a half now. It's coming up on a year and a half. The next case hearing is December 16th, 2025. It's in 3 months from the last one that the property owner didn't appear for, had a warrant out for his appearance, went and paid. The fine was $1,000, paid $33 for that warrant. No skin off his nose, and he's not repairing that bulkhead. It's as simple as that. He's just not doing it. And I've implored a number of members on this committee, like somehow we have to motivate this. Somehow we have to motivate the property owner or the community to repair that bulkhead. It's a disaster. When people say, well, we got flooding in this last storm. And that may be on Park Boulevard, it may be like 2-3 inches. It might be 6 inches where you're driving through. The flooding in our part of the neighborhood on Lake Road is over the fire plug. I have a wall at the end of my property. It's 3 feet, came over the wall, ruined the entire landscaping. I'm going to pay for landscaping. I'm going to pay for the bottom of the garage door. Other residents in the neighborhood are going to pay for the bottom of their garage door. Other residents, it was like Sandy, that trash day, all of the crap out of their garage was wrecked and on the street. And it goes to court, and it gets postponed, and I know it's a difficult issue. I know it's a complicated issue. but it needs to be addressed more aggressively. It's going on for 2.5 years since it's been identified in this room with the code officer, with the police. Chief asked me to call every time it comes over their wall. I call every time. The police probably hate me because they have to go out there and the water's flying into the street and they have to wade to take the pictures and then give it to the chief, and then it gets in the prosecutor. That's the evidence, goes to the code, and it gets to the court, and the court's like, it's not a big deal. It's a property issue, just like, high grass or a busted window or whatever. This needs to be prioritized. It's just going on too long, and it's ruining the infrastructure. We're talking about storm sewers or sewer infrastructure. I guarantee the I&I from that area of the city, of the borough, is huge. Because I can hear it draining into the outlets and it's getting in there. And Wildwood Crest is paying for, if it's metered to the MUA, Wildwood Crest is paying for those gallons. It's just an overall problem that needs to be resolved. Thank you.
Thank you. Ron, anything, any updates that we have on that, or what?
No, I have spoken since Commissioner Franco authorized me to speak directly with Mr. Tarnowski. I had a conversation with him about the case, on legal issues of the case and the problems. I have spoken to the municipal prosecutor on several occasions before these court dates. I think our CFO has sat in, I believe, on some of the Zoom meetings to see what's happened. I'm making additional efforts to convey the urgency of the situation to the municipal prosecutor so that he can advise the court and the judge accordingly.
Okay. All right, I have some thoughts. I'll give you a call on that as well. But it has been going on for a while, and I know it's been sitting there over in the judge's hands. So, all right. Anybody else?
Rich Russo, 5410 Lake Road. I just want to reiterate the same thing as Steve spoke about. And I understand last time the flooding was, pretty bad, and it would have probably flooded there somewhat anyway. But that Nickerson property does cause a serious issue, even when it isn't as high as it was last time. And we've spent thousands of dollars on our property, basically repairing things like underneath the house, which gets 10 inches of water, 15 inches of water. And we even poured concrete under there and ran drains so that some of the shorter, little bit of flooding doesn't cause as much issue as it does when it's really bad. But it's all going around the foundation constantly too, because the property's all stoned around the property. So it's seeping down into the foundation around the property. Whether it's doing any damage or not, I don't know, but it probably is. And the Nickerson property does cause it to flood significantly more, I think, than it would if it was only say a high tide. It doesn't come over my bulkhead. I'm usually the city this last time was probably about, I'd say, a foot below the city bulkhead on the street, which isn't a high bulkhead either, the seawall. Mine's the exact same height. It doesn't come over my bulkhead. It doesn't come over Pat D'Antonio's. It doesn't come over our next door neighbors. So if the flooding was only as high as it was even this last time, it wouldn't breach any of those bulkheads at all, which is, and all these properties like ourselves have spent fortunes to raise their bulkheads. And now this one person's bulkhead's flooding the whole darn neighborhood. And whether or not there's any other short ones or not, I don't know, any lower ones below elevation. But it doesn't breach any of the bulkheads. And sometimes I think that if it doesn't breach any of these bulkheads and they were all the same height, then would there be any water in the street except for the water that comes through the storm drains, or which we're going to stop.
Which we're going to correct. Which we're going to correct as best as we
Which
can.
will resolve. So therefore, you might not have any flooding if everybody's bulkhead was the same height as mine, or Pat D'Antonio's, or the next door neighbor to us, or the other one next to Pat and everything, which are all up to not the new code, but what's exists now, which is, I don't know what it is, but it's high enough that the water doesn't breach it even during this ridiculous time this time. And the one in August too, which
So
was.
just to add to that, so you're correct, if everybody's bulkhead was up at a certain level, the only other opportunity water would be able to come through would be if bulkheads that are connected properly.
Right.
Or if you have bulkheads that protrude vertically above the backyard, those joints on those bulkheads are not meant to be watertight, so you won't have water seeping through that, of course, not like
Yeah, I don't think the
cresting
seep,
over,
yeah.
but it will come in.
Because mine seeps between the cities and mine, but the seepage is nothing compared to what it comes over the bulkhead when you got a 50-foot property, and the entire property is basically, you know, seeking the level of the back bay. And but it's you know, and to us it's a money issue too. I mean, how long can you go on? I mean, all the landscaping needs to be replaced in the front of our place again, you know, and we know we live on the water and it's part of the act. But, you know, and my wife says to me, she goes, that's another $500, you know, to replace some of the stuff and go under the house. I had to spend 3 hours underneath the house washing out all the sand and everything that's under there, which probably wouldn't be there if it wasn't for his bulkhead. And so I'm just reiterating what Steve had to say, and thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your patience. Anybody else?
Is this public comment?
Yes.
Hey, Dave McWilliams, just a couple of questions. Park Boulevard project was a 26, 27 time?
So the new New Jersey I-Bank project that I spoke of would be a construction, if it goes through, will be construction in the fall of '26, completion in spring of '27 for sanitary sewer improvements only.
Road paved when you're done with the sewer?
Yes.
Okay. Of course, that'll make traffic faster on Park Boulevard since it'll be nice and smooth. That's a different issue. Second question, New Jersey project. We're going to get started here pretty soon. What about the business district project? Are we going to have a presentation? What are our thoughts? I know that they made changes in people I'm talking to in 3 months, but last time I spoke to this group, I told them maybe the planning board was going to talk about that. I've been to planning board meetings. There's nothing on their agenda, and I'm not sure that it should be. Are we going to get a chance for us to understand what the current thoughts are? And if so,
The answer is yes, and the reason why there hasn't been a presentation yet is that we just got the schedule from the county. So the infrastructure work that we're talking about on New Jersey Avenue is work that's going to start within the month. That's going to take us all the way up until the summertime. It'll break from there. The county is now not ready to start their part of the project until the spring of 2026, if not the fall of 2026 So we can't do that. That's a shared service agreement with the county.
Okay, that's
So it's
fine.
everything's is delayed based on that.
And just one more question. The Dune project, at one point in time, the Army Corps said, hey, if we're not going to do this, we'll take the money and send it someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still, I'll use that threat hanging there? Have they taken the money, which we'd all say yay to, I think? Or what's the status of that?
So you're correct. So the Army Corps sent a letter to the DEP, which said that we're going to withdraw the funding from the state. There has been no movement on that or action from the state or the Army Corps. So we're in a holding pattern right now to see what their next step's going to be. But right now there's been no further movement.
And I assume we're still having discussions with our good friends in North Wild about our unwillingness to share our sand.
There hasn't been recent conversation, but I think that they are aware that we are not interested in having our beach width reduced to send sand there, although we are in support of finding alternative solutions to help them get sand from another area. So that is, we're working with our congressman in that regard. And at this point in time, I would be willing to say that that looks favorable.
Fair enough. Thank you.
Yep.
Lisa Rippo. I put out a letter today to the Borough of Wildwood Crest and the Cape May County Prosecutor's Office, and I'm only here, just like you are, to complain about things. My complaints are bigger. They're legal matters, and they're personal matters, and it's uncomfortable for me to talk about, and it always has been. I want everybody here to know that. So, with that being said, I'm going to read the letter. This went out to today, right before the meeting, from me to the Borough of Wildwood Crest regarding the failure to comply with OPRA request and notice of intent to file in Superior Court. Dear Mr. Galzunas, I am writing regarding my outstanding OPRA request submitted to your agency from January 20th, 2024 through the present, which remain unresolved and incomplete concerning my son's arrest and malicious indictment, Howard M. Pendleton, and my false arrest and imprisonment. To date, your agency has either failed to respond fully, has not provided records in a timely manner, or has omitted responsive records in violation of the New Jersey Open Public Records Act, NJSA 47:1A-1, ET sequence. Because the violations in this matter involve multiple agencies and officials and appear to be part of a coordinated effort to conspire, conceal, and cover up politically motivated misconduct, I intend to file a verified complaint in order to show cause in Burlington County Superior Court. This venue is being deliberately chosen due to conflicts of interest, political influence, and potential corruption within Cape May County, Atlantic County, and Camden counties. I will also be seeking that the matter be heard by an impartial judge outside of those counties to ensure a fair judicial process. Before initiating formal litigation, I am offering your agency a final opportunity to resolve this matter voluntarily. I hereby demand that your agency provide the complete set of responsive records no later 7 days from the date of this letter, which is today. I want to know who ordered my arrest. This demand specifically includes, but is not limited to, all communications, emails, text messages, memoranda, and correspondence exchanged between and among the agencies and individuals involved in this matter. This includes any communications relating to the processing, handling, or discussion of my OPRA request and any actions taken to withhold, conceal, or coordinate responses. These records must be preserved and produced in accordance with OPRA and all applicable record retention laws. In addition to complying with your obligations under OPRA, I urge your agency to turn over all responsive records in their entirety in both of these matters of mine and my son's, to take immediate steps to settle this matter in full. My intention is to resolve this issue cooperatively and efficiently without the need for further legal action. If your agency fails to do so, I will proceed with filing a verified complaint in order to show cause in Superior Court. Furthermore, this is not an isolated incident. There is a clear and ongoing pattern of harassment, retaliation, and attempts to chill my lawful activity. This includes actions taken at open public meetings where resolutions have been passed or used in a manner that infringes upon my First Amendment rights, restricting my ability to speak and participate fully in public discourse. These actions, combined with the withholding of records and coordinated concealment, demonstrate a broader effort to silence, intimidate, and retaliate against me for exercising protected rights. If I do not receive a satisfactory response by that deadline, I will proceed with filing in Superior Court without further notice. Please be aware that under OPRA, prevailing plaintiffs are entitled to attorney's fees, court-ordered disclosure of records, and the imposition of civil penalties for knowing and willful violations. This letter is not a mere courtesy. It is a formal notice of my intent to pursue legal remedies if compliance is not achieved immediately. I would, however, prefer to resolve this matter cooperatively rather than through litigation. Please confirm receipt of this letter. And I want to make sure everybody knows who this was CC'd to, because all of these people are going to be named, if not more, in these matters, should it go further. Robert Lloyd, Chief of Police; Patricia Fiketix; Internal Affairs, Rich D'Amico; Mayor Don Cabrera; Joe Schiff, Commissioner, Public Safety; Joseph Franco, Deputy Mayor; Cape May County Republican Party; Borough Wildwood Crest, Council Ron Delzunas; New Jersey Government Records Council; New Jersey Office of Attorney General, and the New Jersey Courts. This is your copy to sign, Mr. Delzunas. Would you like me to walk it up, or can I place it on the table?
I prefer that you just stay right where you are.
Okay, and I'm going to continue saying this, that I have, and I want to make sure that the public understands this, that when you are complicit and you know for a fact that your police department is corrupt, and I have presented all of that
Hold
information.
on,
You know what?
hold on.
I'm not going to stand for that.
Excuse me, this
Because
is
it's
my 5
unproven,
minutes.
No.
it's unfounded.
Mrs. Rippo.
Okay, I'm
Miss-
just going to
I
make
think
for the
you're out of
record, if
line.
you are complicit, please don't talk over me.
I am.
If you are complicit and you are in knowledge of the affairs, you now become a part of this lawsuit. So I don't know why anybody, and I can say this because it's public record and I will. I have 10 complaints here that were turned into the Wildwood Crest Police and denied between you and the prosecutor's office. Look, it's ugly, and you know it is. And the fact that you know it is and you didn't do anything to put these people in their place and do what you needed to do makes you complicit. And that makes you not okay to even be in office. The only person here, up here, that has been not telling me to be quiet, whatever, is Mr. Franco. And he also seems concerned about the money that's being sent here. And I hated to actually have to do that, because it's like, there's not many choices out here on who's running. But I can tell you what, if you're corrupt and you know what's going on, you don't need to be running for office in my town. Because if you're corrupt, you're corrupt.
These are some rather
I have no problem
allegations.
speaking my piece.
Not a problem, but
Don,
again,
because
but
guess what? My
Mrs. Rippo,
truth has never changed.
you
My
you
truth
are
has never
entitled to
changed.
your opinion.
My
I'm
truth
not
has
holding
never
your opinion.
changed.
You
Don't-
can-
you
you
know
are-
what? It's okay.
you are
it's okay,
entitled to
Don.
your
I
opinion.
came here today
Okay.
to put it out there, to get
And
your name out there, Joe Schiff's name out there, Mr. Galzunis's. I still don't have my body cam, and I still don't have a lot of stuff that you've held from me. So don't sit there and
okay.
act like, oh, you can't say this. I can say whatever I want. I'm not afraid of being sued. Because my truth is my truth, and I don't have to worry about what it changes and how I maneuver it around like you do. So, here are the people that I filed complaints against.
okay. The 5 minutes is up.
Yeah, I bet. Thank you.
Mayor, Commissioners, just so it's clear from a legal standpoint, Ms. Rippo did file a notice show cause, Cape May County Superior Court. We litigated that. It was over Oprah requests and many of the documents that she's claiming she didn't receive.
I'm going to respond
She
to
lost-
that. I'm going
she-
to respond to
No.
that because you didn't give me
No.
the phone call records that Cole
No.
Sawyer and Darrell
Captain.
Haley.
We're done.
You know what? You're part of it. Take me out. Take me out. Take me out. I don't care what you do. I'm going to say it right now. You're not going to make a comment like that and not let me respond.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to respond.
No.
You can say whatever you want, but you're not going to.
So the judge ruled in that
Part of
case.
the
Okay.
Something our
Time out. We're gonna
meeting is to be able to respond. So you can respond, but then I'm going to respond.
Okay. No, you had your time.
I understand that, but.
And now
you
Mr.
always say
Galzunis is
something,
entitled.
I
It's not, this is not the venue for that. You're disrupting the meeting. Okay, just,
You did it in
Captain.
your own investigation and you lied.
Mrs. Rippo, please leave the meeting.
You shouldn't even be here
You want her out? Do you want her out?
Please leave. Are you, this is done. No more.
If you're going to say something, I'll
He,
respond.
he is,
Don't
he
say
is
anything.
entitled to his opinion
That's fine.
and his an employee
That's
and
fine.
by the borough. He can do
He's a
that.
piece of crap.
Okay, now we're done.
Captain.
Mrs. Rippo, can I ask you to leave the meeting, please?
You're as corrupt as they come. You are as corrupt as they come. And I'll be back next meeting and say the same thing. I need my paperwork. I want my paperwork signed. All right, well, he said to leave it there, I want my paperwork signed. No,
Signing of documents in the middle of a public meeting. That's not going to happen.
I think you just said
I'm
no.
not signing anything, sir. I'm not signing anything. No, sir, I'm not signing anything. I don't know what concoction you have in your hand or what it is, but no, I'm not signing anything you're handing me, sir.
Mr. Galzunas, do you want a copy of it at all?
No, I do not. Thank you.
So you want to be a commissioner?
So Mayor, Commissioner.
Yes, go ahead.
so-
You're allowed to
And I've
comment for the
recapped this before. She filed an order to show cause in Superior Court. The matter was litigated regarding the provision of documents by the borough. We provided copious documents. The binder I provided to the judge was 4 6 inches thick of emails and various other documents. The judge ruled in our favor. The case was dismissed. She even asked for sanctions for her cost of filing the fee, and the judge denied that as well, finding that the borough did nothing wrong. Made extensive efforts to comply with her myriad and copious amount of document requests since January of 2024. So if she wants to try to file again in a different court, I don't know. It'd probably be dismissed again, would be my guess.
Okay. So let the record reflect Solicitor Galzunas' comments on the previous public comment, on both previous public comments.
Hey, Ron, before we end this go ahead.
Sure.
There's a lot that's said here that's obviously being seen by members of the public, even members of the public that are here. And Ms. Rippo certainly has her opinions of the police department, and she's entitled to them, and that's perfectly fine. But I want to rest assured and assure the members of the public, everybody that's watching, that the police department has handled this matter with the utmost professionalism. We've done everything that we possibly can, investigated and provided information to Ms. Rippo on how she can proceed with her complaints. She's obviously not happy with the advice and the information that she was given, or the matter in which her process has gone. But I want to make sure that the public knows that the police department has certainly done its due diligence in investigating these matters and the complaints. And we've handled ourselves in accordance with the law.
Thank you.
And you've gone above and beyond everything.
All right.
Ron, real quick question for you. So we are, apparently, she's telling us we're going to be sued, correct? Is that what we're looking at?
I heard
Because
a
here's
lot
my
of-
point. If somebody addresses us and they're saying you're under notice and X, Y, and Z, I would suggest that we don't even speak with her because of litigations.
I think I've already made that. This is not the first
Right.
time she's been here threatening, or we actually had the suit filed against us.
Right.
And not to comment on anything. So, yeah, I agree. In light of what she's saying, I would not recommend interacting with her.
Well, again, I remind everyone that one's opinion is not fact. So I'll leave it at that. Okay. Anybody else? Public comment? He was going to follow that up. Where were we?
Oh, that was good.
Anyone next?
Wow.
Sure.
Your name, Tom?
Tom Lasso, local residents. I just have to say, my experience with the police department has been nothing but superb. You guys, I thought, just handled that beautifully, so thank you guys. I got a little nervous, and, so, it is what it is, right?
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go to anybody else in the audience, public comment? Anybody on the conference line have any public comment? All right, we'll go right to commissioner comments.
Mayor, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll have to leave that with that.
All good.
Make sure on candidates night tomorrow night, someone asks the question about how you handle these kind of situations. All right, all good. Onward and upward, Wildwood Crest. Hope to see everybody tomorrow night.
I'll make a motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. I have 5:49.
Who did you call that?